welcome back for our last fireside chat of the Pilates series. Next month we have it's all about bar in November, and then I'm really pleased to have Lisa Herbert today to close our Pilates series. Lisa is going to join at any moment. Let me check. Yes, Lisa is here. Now I invited her and connecting. Hey, Lisa.
Hi. Hi, good to see you.
The same. How are you today?
Doing well, doing well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Thank you for asking me. This is fun. I love it. I love your hair like this, Paula. It looks gorgeous.
Thank you. Yes, it was a change. My hair was I was saying it was so heavy, and actually could weigh my hair because after I cut it, I donated, so I had to ship it. So I weighed my hair. It was like, oh my god, hair is so heavy. I didn't realize.
How much did your hair weigh?
I think it was close to a pound.
Wow. Well, you look great in this hairstyle. I love it.
Thank
It's
you. Thank
beautiful.
you. This is great. And, I have always loved your hair.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm trying to, I just got it recently trimmed, and I'm just trying to keep it healthy.
I love like your hair is so abundant and beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
Lisa, let's just start because I know we have like a limited time. And then I always like to ask my guests to introduce themselves because I don't want to miss anything important. So Lisa, who is Lisa?
Okay, well, hi everybody. Thanks for joining. My name is Lisa Hubbard. I've been teaching Pilates for 20 years. I am the founder of Rhythm Pilates, Bassi Pilates Associate Faculty. I also have a certification and a license to teach yoga and gyrotonic. So I've been kind of molding those modalities together in my practice. So that's who I am.
But now let's talk about who you were before. A bit. Let's go back in time. I like to peel the onions a bit. And then so Lisa, who was Lisa? Or no, let's just start with your pregnancy. You got pregnant when you were 15 years old, and you had your son when you were 16. And I think at that age already, it was like a dramatic change. And then what happened to you between being 16 years old with a baby and before discovering Pilates?
Okay, well, I was in high school. I was a sophomore. I got pregnant at 15, and 2 months before I turned 16, I gave birth to my son, Mark. Healthy baby, big boy. And I was living in Bakersfield at the time, and I moved out. My plans were to marry his father, and he started working crazy hours. He was working in the oil fields from 8 in the morning to midnight, and then they changed it to midnight to 8, and then he started using drugs and spending our money. And I decided, we were arguing a lot, so I decided to move back home, take a break, and that break ended up being permanent. It was a permanent break. And then I moved to Orange County because I was young. I didn't have a work permit. I didn't have a trade. I didn't have any experience, even though I tried to get jobs anywhere at that age, no luck. So I moved to Orange County, and I enrolled in night school, finished high school during the night, and during the day I went to cosmetology school so I could learn how to do nails. It was a very short program. It was 350 hours. And in between that time, I would take a bus, Greyhound bus, go all the way up to Bakersfield. It would take 4 hours to get there to visit my son during the weekends, and then I'd come back. and, continue. So after that, I was a manicurist for about a year and a half, and moved out, got my own, I got a roommate, moved my son back with me. My son was staying with his father and relatives, grandmas, aunts, uncles, cousins. So then I put him in preschool and while I was working. So it was hard. It was really hard. But I had a great roommate situation. She had a daughter and it was very family oriented. And then, I had several types of jobs. So after being a manicurist, I was a bank teller, and then I was a receptionist, and then I found an arbitration firm, and became a case assistant, and then I found sales, and I really excelled in sales. And during that time, my son was older and more independent, going soccer practice and things like that. Sorry, there's a cat in my backyard. He's looking at me. Anyway, so I started taking dance classes, and that's when things really started changing for me, because that's where I discovered Pilates. So Pilates, I was told would help your core, your technique, everything that I wanted to be better as a dancer, it would help me. So I eventually sought out Ray Sakowitz of Bassi Pilates,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized that this was something I really wanted to, continue to do. And one day I just had kind of just a realization that I was working with one of his faculty members, and after about a year or year and a half or so, I had this change. I just said, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to do this. And I enrolled in his program, went through a 6-month training, very rigorous college level. And I started working part-time, and then I went from my sales job part-time. So I was doing both jobs. And then eventually I just quit my sales job and full-time Pilates instructor. And then after that, in 2007, I was invited to join their faculty, and I assisted Rail, I think, on 2 or 3 courses. And then my first teaching job was in DC, Washington, DC. And then straight after that, I went to Beijing. And just all of the opportunities, the travel, the experiences really opened up doors for me to kind of reinvent myself and create Rhythm Pilates.
Wow. And thank you for, this is the summary of your life in less than a couple of minutes. This is amazing. And that shows, well, just the tenacity, right? Like when you have a goal, even if when you were started, you didn't know exactly where you were going, but you had your son that I guess was your main motivation. And then you found the place where you should be, or you had to be. And then once you started Pilates and started teaching in the US and abroad, if you can think about what has been the most challenging situation for you around Pilates, and how did you overcome it?
Okay, that the most challenging was teaching Rail's teacher training program. The exercises I could do, no problem. I was very confident in that. But presenting the theory work I was very nervous about it. I would study every single time, rewrite my notes. I felt inadequate at it. So that was the most challenging part for me, because I wanted to do Rail well. I wanted his program to be presented well. And I just doubted myself. And the more I doubted myself, the worse it got. So I decided to seek out a kind of a therapist person that helped me retrain my brain in all of the negativity, all of the thoughts that were coming to my head as I was standing in front of a room full of people, you know, kind of giving me a little bit of attitude because I was in the books, or, you know, they didn't know me yet. So I just felt, I felt like all of the negativity in my head was stifling me. So he helped retrain my brain, and it took about 4 hours, but he just kind of gave me a positive mantra over and over and over again. Um, and it worked. It really worked. So I'm very grateful for that.
Wow. And this is something very important that you said, that is looking for help, right? You didn't get stuck in your own thoughts and your own mind, or you didn't give up, but you just embrace that, and it's like, okay, what can I do? Look for help. And mantras. Wow.
Yes.
The power of the
Yes.
mantra, right?
It's amazing. It's amazing, yeah, that you can actually retrain your brain. You know, it takes practice, and it completely changed for me.
And and this is the body mind connection, right? Like your body can know the sequence of the exercises. Your body can understand everything. But if your mind is not on the same frequency as your body, it's just, it doesn't work for the individual. It doesn't work for the person. And you made it work. That's amazing, Lisa.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
And then Lisa, so we can say that you have reinvented yourself through Pilates, right? And
I would say
how do you keep doing and evolving? Because I guess it's a non-stop adventure.
you know, I think all of the other modalities that I'm trained in, the gyrotonic, the gyrokinesis, the yoga, um, always learning something new. I really think that helps feed your passion. It, you know, taking workshops, going to conferences, you know, having a mentor or two or three, always seeking out new information because there's so much to learn. I don't know everything about Pilates. You know, and now, you know, I don't know everything about fascia. You know, there's so many things that we need to continue to learn and grow from.
Right. And fitness is we can say almost a type of science, right? Like it keeps evolving. There is always something new that is discovered. It's a new method that can be complementary,
Yes.
and you are on top of it.
Well, thank you.
No, that's
I
great,
try.
because I think that explains a bit of your success, right? Like success is it goes beyond luck. It requires a lot of hard work.
Yes, you know, I feel very fortunate to have had Rail as my mentor. I was exposed to so many opportunities, you know, being a part of his Pilates anatomy book, his Pilates textbook, his DVDs. I really feel like he helped me a lot in my career, and I'm very grateful for that.
And right, mentors is something really,
Yes.
really, really key. And then either sometimes they find us, sometimes we find them, but it's definitely and for anyone that is out there, looking to go to the next level on their fitness career, is like, look for a mentor. Very, very
Yes.
important. And then let's talk about Rhythm Pilates. So I have seen that Rhythm Pilates is among the top 10 most popular classes in at Pilates Anytime. What makes these classes unique? What have you brought that is different on all those years of experience?
Well, when I was in China or Hong Kong at an expo, I was exposed to so many different other things that people were doing. And when I left there, I said to my husband, I really would love to create something that is Pilates based with music, because I love music and I love dance and I love the element. So I created Rhythm Pilates back in 2008, and I showcased them on Pilates Anytime in 2010. So Rhythm Pilates is the Pilates mat work that is choreographed to music in 30-minute workout sequences. all of the workouts vary in levels, but they also have the music, the fluidity of dance. They have yoga aspect and gyrokinesis aspect in it. All of those modalities molded together, and it's just really fun. You know, taking it to kind of another level of work where that body mind connection
Mm-hmm.
needs to really be on point, because it is not just repetitions to the phrase, it's literally exercises to the phrase in a sequenced order. And we begin and end with the music. So that's what makes it different to any Pilates out there. So yeah, that's what makes it unique, and people really seem to like it.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
like very good things about your classes. So I know
yeah.
many of our
We
clients do it, and they just love them. And then I was thinking of it is said that music brings happiness when someone is depressed or anxious. Many times it's like, oh, and dance, play some music. And I think what a better combination that uh, Pilates and music, right? Like it's like happy body, happy mind.
Yes, it does heighten your senses in every way. It heightens your mood, it changes everything. It really brings out creativity too. So if I'm struggling with being creative, or feeling down, you just throw on some music, go in the studio, and then all of the creative juices start flowing and you feel better. Absolutely. Absolutely. What would we do without music?
I know, right? Well, I come from Colombia, so music is, you are born
It's
and
in your
you're
blood.
almost dancing after your birth. So right, like so in Colombia there is music everywhere. So yes, I totally agree. And so let's talk about COVID. COVID has been, I would say, a challenging time for some people. It has brought many opportunities for others. And then in your case, how COVID has either affected your business or has brought anything positive, anything new?
Well, when we first had the lockdown in March, I stopped seeing clients completely, and all of the online stuff was coming out, and I never really jumped on that board, on that train. I just, it didn't speak to me. I did, a couple of collaborations and things like that, fundraisers, things like that. But other opportunities came out. So for me, uh, an app where I record Pilates workouts. And then what was really great, just recently, I filmed for VR Lou. It's virtual reality Lou, like Hulu. So it is an app, and they film in 360 degrees. So they wear a headset and they get to view your class. So what I did, I filmed a Pilates foundational mat course. So there's about 8 to 12 videos between 10 minutes long, and they get to view it on there. So that was one of the neatest things I've done during COVID and throughout my career. I've never um, never even thought about it in the past. I knew there was virtual reality headsets and things like that, but I didn't really know how it worked. So it was a really great experience. And yeah, it was
Oh, that's
phenomenal.
amazing. So it means that if I want, I will need to get one of those, how do you call it? Oh,
Yeah,
like the mask. I forgot the
yeah.
name. I'm sorry. Well, but we all understand what you're talking about. And then I get to do the workout while wearing that and seeing you.
Well,
Or
actually, you watch it. You wouldn't want to be moving around, because if you look up, then you'll see the ceiling. If you look to the side,
oh,
you'll see everything. You'll get a little vertigo. You get a little nauseous. So you would just sit and watch it,
oh,
and
that's
then
amazing.
practice it. Yeah, I have yet to try it yet. So I'm in the process of getting one of those headsets.
Oh, I'm going to get one as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love to try it.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Cool. So
Yeah.
this is it looks like through Pilates you're also embracing technology, because this is something completely completely new, right? And I think
Yes.
one of the, let's say, of the positive things that COVID has brought is like we all have been embracing technology way more than before.
Oh, yes. Zoom, yeah, IG Live, apps, the virtual
The
reality. Yeah,
virtual.
everybody's going. I've even heard that people aren't even going back into the gym to teach because they have whole classes online virtually, and people are doing well financially, and they don't have the overhead, or they don't have to share the split of your hard-earned money. So
Right.
um I do really enjoy the one-on-ones, in my studio. I have a home studio here. I really enjoy it, and I have new clients recently, so it's always really nice to have new people come in, new blood, brand new to Pilates, don't know anything, and you're going back to the fundamentals always.
And then I think during the conversation you have been giving tips here and there, but if you could share a couple of things or advice to someone that is at this moment struggling a bit because of all the COVID situations, the studios are closed, many instructors, sometimes they don't know exactly what to do now. What advice would you give to someone that wants to excel in their Pilates career?
Well, definitely have a mentor. Know your work. Know it like the back of your hand. Study it before you jump right in. You need to be fairly seasoned, in my opinion, to be able to do well. So continue to learn. Reach out to people, collaborate with people, give maybe some free things, a free class, to try it, to see if they like you. Do some online things. Build your Instagram following, build your email list, build your YouTube. So all of those channels, that's free advertising, and that's free to you. So the main thing is be consistent. Know your stuff and be consistent with it.
Yeah.
It's worked for me.
Great. Consistency is key for everything, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And then through your career, you have met so many people. I'm sure you have had like great conversations. Um, can you share with us who do you admire and why? If you can pick one or two people.
Okay, well, a couple, of course. Rael Isakowitz, because he's passionate. He's an amazing human. He's an amazing teacher. Alicia Head, who helped me design the Rhythm Pilates workout. She's a ballerina. She's also the owner of Up Studio. She's a master trainer for gyrotonic gyrokinesis. Katie Boren. I haven't actually met her yet, but I met her on Instagram, and I just love her. She's a ballerina with ABT, and she's doing performances outside of New York, and she's also a fitness instructor. Her work is impeccable, and I've really grown to appreciate and love her just virtually. So those are a few.
And this is like what you just said is like, even right, you can make friendships and build your community virtually. You don't need
Yeah.
nowadays to, it's just like when you have something in common,
Mhm.
and this is what is, I mean, that's enough just to start building a relationship.
Yeah, yeah. You get to know people really well, and through their feed, through their posts, through private messaging, things like that. And then one day you will hopefully get to meet those people face to face in the flesh, which would be even more
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah. And then like the conversation would just carry on.
yeah.
And then my very last question, and we have to talk about feet here. But so, what do you think of your own feet?
My feet. Well, I appreciate my feet. um, I try to take care of my feet. I've always loved feet. As a little kid, I'm like, I always thought my mom had the prettiest feet. I'm like, Mom, you have pretty feet. She'd be like, oh, stop it, shut up. I think it's you know, the appreciation for feet is, um, through dance. Like I got to really know how to articulate my foot, my feet. You really want them to be like, dexterity, like your fingers, your hands. I have high arches. My feet, my toes are pretty well level. So yeah, my feet are. I just got a
A
pedicure too. So
pedicure.
oh, so yeah. Yeah, feet are very important. I'm always working my feet. You got to take care of your feet. They're your foundation.
Right. This is
Yeah.
what keeps
So
us grounded.
yeah, they have to keep us grounded. You have to take care of them. You have to exercise them. You have to stretch them. Massages are always good. Highly recommended.
I know. Right. Reflexology.
Your reflexology. Yeah, everything.
Yeah, I love it.
So
Lisa, we're coming to the end of our chat. This was great, but before leaving, is there if anyone wants to take classes with you or join one of your programs, where they can find you, what do they need to
okay.
do?
Okay, well, I would like to mention that November 7th and 8th, there will be 24 teachers, presenters in 24-hour span starting at 12 noon. It's a fundraiser for Casa Mirna for domestic violence and sex trafficking. It'll be a minimum of a $50 donation. So that's happening November 7th, 12 p.m. I'm teaching my class at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it'll be a restorative mat. So I wanted to just throw that out there to everybody. And then you can always just find me on Instagram and or rhythmpilates.com. And I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks for being here and joining us for the little fireside chat. I love it.
Yes, Lisa, thank you so much. And then
Thank you.
I may join that Pilates, 24-hour Pilates
Yeah.
marathon.
I know, 24 hours. I was like, oh,
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'll be there. I'll
A
be
lot
there.
of coffee that you need to drink.
Yes, always coffee. Coffee first.
Well, it's funny. I mentioned coffee, but actually, I'm from Colombia, but I don't drink coffee. But it's my favorite smell. I love the smell of coffee, but I cannot drink it. Like my head just doesn't take it well.
Maybe decaf. It does smell so good. That's one thing that will get me out of bed is a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I stick with teas, but yes, I love
Yes.
the smell of coffee. Lisa, thank you so much. I look
Thank
forward
you
to
so
having you
much.
in another occasion, and hopefully to see you again in person. So
Yes, hopefully soon. Thank you so much for having me, Paula.
bye.
Sending love. Bye,
Okay,
everybody.
bye.